Nebraska's Big Rodeo and KBEAR 92.3 present the Nebraska's Big Rodeo Summer Concert that is going to be headlined by the guy joining me right here. Mr.
Right.
Logan Mize is with us. How you doing, Logan?
Great. Good to see you.
It's good to see you. July 3rd is the date of the big show. 4th of July weekend, small town Nebraska. Does it get any more American than that?
I don't think it does, man. I love Nebraska in the I love Nebraska all the time, but Nebraska in the summer, it's just uh it's very nostalgic for me because, when we started touring 15 odd years ago, Nebraska was one of the first places we would go outside of my little circle that I was used to touring, and so it feels like home up there. A nice Nebraska summer.
Well, we know you're a Kansas boy. Those crowds have just gotten bigger and bigger over the years when you come back to the Cornhusker State. Are there any specific memories or moments that really kind of stand out from your trips here?
There's a ton, man. Been all over the state. Anywhere clear out in the Panhandle to the eastern side. Little clubs, big, fair audiences. It's just always fun. And Yeah, I can't pinpoint one in particular, but I love Nebraska and so happy to be coming back.
Every time I've seen you, the crowd has been so into the show, and I'm sure that will be the same in Burwell on July 3rd. You've got to play a lot of different types of venues, as you mentioned, including some sporting venues and arenas. Now you get to play in a historic rodeo arena. That's got to be pretty cool.
Really cool, man. I love a good rodeo arena, and I'm no stranger to them, so this will be really fun.
You've got some new music that you've been rolling out, including a new single that we've been playing on KBEAR called "I Still Do." Is this kind of a precursor to a project you're working on?
Yeah, so I recorded two different projects last year, and wasn't sure which one was going to come out first. I did one in Nashville with longtime friend Randy Montana, who everyone listening knows his songs. He wrote big songs for Luke Combs, Riley Green, and Parker McCollum, among others. Lee Brice, Carly Pierce. But he's just been a friend forever, and he took the writer route. I took the artist route, and we raised babies together and all that. So I asked him if he wanted to produce a little EP. He said, yeah, absolutely. So and he's produced a couple things recently that I liked. He's just got a great ear. But anyway, we did the project together, and then I also recorded a full length album in Kansas, little town called Cottonwood Falls. We rented out the school there, kind of an old abandoned school, and brought all our recording gear and just cut an album right in the Flint Hills. So I have two completely different things. One's very rootsy, the one I cut in Kansas, and the one in Nashville obviously has a little bit more. Um, it's a little cleaner. We used Fred Eltringham played drums, who was in the Wallflowers and the Dixie Chicks, and it's a really big time band. But they're both great, and I'm excited. But the Open Road EP comes out first.
Very good. Tell me more about recording in that old school. I've never heard of any artist doing that before. I
It
I I hope you got a lot of video. I imagine that would make some good content.
We did, and it's really funny to watch because I had just I don't last year I got a third-degree burn on my leg, and it got infected and almost went septic, and so I was in the hospital for about a week, and it was right after I was still getting over the burn, and so I'm kind of hobbling around, and I couldn't really move. I'm used to getting out running, moving around every day, and I gained a bunch of weight. So it's really funny to watch me with a hobbled up leg and looking like I've been sitting on a couch eating Cheetos for a month and a half. But we did get some good video. But yeah, man, this old school, we just randomly ran across it. We thought it looked cool. It's a historic building in Cottonwood Falls. If you haven't been to the Flint Hills, it's my favorite part of Kansas. It's just when you think of a cowboy movie, that's what it looks like.
That's going to
And
be a yeah. Go ahead.
oh no, we just had a wild idea. Like, why go spend a bunch of money and hire all the fancy bells and whistles, and or pay for all the bells and whistles and get the fancy players, and that's really cool. I love doing that, but just me and the guys, and hey, what do you want to play next? And oh, here's a song I wrote, and I brought in like 40 songs, and um, we just had a blast.
Tell me a little bit about this new song, I Still Do.
It was a title I had for years, and I just kept. Um, I'm in my studio now. I don't know if so. Here's at my desk, and I had music worked up for it, and I kept trying to write to this certain track, and I couldn't make it work. Um, and I brought in two of my friends, Nick Walsh and Kyle Sturrock, and I was like, "Man, I got this title and I got this music." And my friend Kyle was like, "The problem is, it doesn't. The idea that you have lyrically doesn't match the music to me." And so he kind of wrote the 6/8 kind of slow progression, and the song really kind of fell out. The idea came together really quick. I think I was trying to match I didn't have a match on melody and music, or melody and lyric. So it's always good to have collaborators that can point out your flaws and tell you what you're doing wrong.
Yeah, we're enjoying it. We can't wait to hear the rest of the Open Road project as that continues to roll out. Nebraska's Big Rodeo Summer Concert is coming up July 3rd. We're talking with Logan Mize, who's going to be headlining that event with another Kansas artist, Savannah Chestnut. She's going to be there. And Jaden Schumacher, who's got Nebraska and South Dakota roots. So we kind of got the Great Plains kind of covered for this
Yeah,
show.
heck yeah.
Yeah. Your music has always been real down to earth, kind of, real blue collar type sound. Has that evolved with this new stuff, do you think?
Maybe a little bit. The EP for sure has evolved. We took a couple, stuck our neck out a little bit in some places. I have influences all over the place. You know, my main influences growing up were like Mellencamp and Petty, and as much as I love country music, it wasn't like the mainstream country that I was into. It was more kind of the rootsy country stuff. So it's always been in that ballpark. But yeah, the second album that'll come out this year is very much references the first stuff I was doing when I came out in 2009. So I like to keep it there. That's just where I'm comfortable, and that's where I feel the most creative.
Do you have a pre-show ritual that you go through before you take the stage?
I always love to go on a run, mostly because I like to, kind of sweat, feel good, get some sun. But I like to check out the town and kind of stroll around and see what's going. And then, might have a couple tequilas. Depends on the night.
I've seen you doing that stroll around town before a show before.
Oh yeah, it's
Last
it's
summer, I think
safe.
I pulled up to a stoplight, looked over, and here comes Logan
Yeah,
coming down the street.
yeah.
Logan Mize is going to be in Burwell, Nebraska's Big Rodeo Summer Concert. For someone who has never seen you live, and I imagine there's a few in Nebraska, although most have, why should they be at the Burwell show?
It's just you're gonna have fun. But it's a high energy, just heartland rock show, with country roots, and I feel like I write songs. I write about my Midwest, growing up on the Great Plains kind of roots, and I feel like that's pretty much threads through every song in the set. And we try to, there's some heartbreak songs in there, but this show that we have worked up this year is pretty high energy, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, Logan, we are really excited that you get to be a part of this inaugural event for the Nebraska's Big Rodeo Summer Concert, leading up, of course, to Nebraska's Big Rodeo a little bit later on in the summer. We'll see you on July 3rd.
I can't wait. Good talking to you, man.
Yeah, good talking to you. Get those tickets, etix.com.